Hello boys and girls, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're gonna do some more scaling for other characters. You have probably seen some of my videos so far that I've made three videos so far on scaling characters. This is my first time doing KOF. The other three were like PvZ heroes. I kind of got lazy doing those, but today we're gonna do the King of Fighters, and we're gonna do the main character himself, Kyo Kusanagi, for today's video. It's because I've seen many people like kind of underestimate the KOF cast, the characters. Like when I see like edits, they always make Kyo lose against Ryu. Like Street Fighter supposedly like one taps KOF, Tekken, and stuff like that. But I wanted to make this video just to prove those people wrong, because KOF has feats. You just have to really like investigate that stuff, and it's really kind of takes a while, especially with the fact that you have to like know the lore to like even get the feats to begin with, because people want to debunk the feats that the characters have by saying it's a 3v1, but if you look at the lore, it doesn't imply that. Usually some fights are actually like 1v1s even though you play 3v1, and some other fights are like kind of the narrative wants you to believe it was a 1v1. So yeah, that's why you have to know the lore before like you're actually gonna start talking. Oh yeah, well Kyo, he's not really universal, multiversal, because he was 3v1, and these people know it's all in the lore, and the narrative implies as well. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm just gonna basically read off my notes I have here. So if I sound like a bot, you know why. So we'll first start off with Kyo defeated Rugal that could survive an explosion of an aircraft carrier. It would be small country level durability for Rugal, also strength and AP, and smaller country level strength, AP, and durability for Kyo, since Kyo was able to like injure and defeat Rugal, who survived the explosion of an aircraft carrier. So by obvious logic, he was scaled to Rugal's durability. Speed relativistic to relativistic plus, because Rugal was able to fight the Japan team, which had Benimaru, who can use electricity, and electricity is said to be 90% the speed of light, and is still even able to put qualified. So Kyo would scale there as well in speed, because Rugal can match the Japan's team speed, and so could they match him. So yeah, Rugal can like match his Benimaru's speed or attack speed to his base speed, and Kyo like defeating him, so by that logic he should be scaling there. Kyo once more defeated Rugal in his Omega form, which is a version of Rugal that is amped by the Overwatch power that increases one's physical capabilities. So Rugal will scale higher with this amp to large country or continental, because he was able to put up a fight with the same Kyo that could scale to small country to country level. And before Kyo faced Omega Rugal, he fought his father, who also survived the explosion from the aircraft carrier from KOF 94. So Kyo would scale to large country to continental, and speed wise would be the same or light speed, because as seen when Rugal uses his famous unblockable attack, it produces light from his hand and later to the victim. And in KOF 15 it's shown that even his feet produce that light, but you can take that feat however you want. Before the KOF 96 tournament begins, Kyo is challenged by Gainix to a battle in which Kyo gets absolutely curb stomped, and couldn't even land a single blow to Gwenix. Scaling Gwenix to continental or multi because of this, and scale his speed to light because Kyo should be relativistic to plus, and if you take that Rugal light thing into account, then it would be FTL. Then after this incident that even took him to the hospital, he finally takes his training seriously, and after defeating Chizuru, he finally faces Gwenix once more and is able to defeat him, which will scale him to light speed or FTL and multi-continental. In KOF 96, Kyo, Ayori, and Chizuru faced the remaining Heavenly Kings, Chris, Shermie, and Yashiro in their Overwatch forms, and as seen in KOF 15 special interactions, Kyo was the one that faced Chris, because Yashiro has a huge hatred towards Ayori in his interaction, and even Ayori confirms he would send him back where he came from. And Chizuru has a special intro with Shermie, so by process of elimination, Kyo faced Overwatch Chris. He would scale from this battle to planet because Yashiro was gifted the power of the earth and can use its energy without any limits. Also, as seen in the story with Rugal, that he was given Orochi's blood to see if he could handle being his new body, and died from too much power. Chris was the only one that could handle becoming Orochi's new body, so by that, Chris should be at the same level or higher than Yashiro because of this, scaling Kyo to planet level with light speed. Now we move on to the next saga. K-Dash, also known as K, is a clone of Kyo, as stated many times in the game and lore. So his feats would have to be Kyo's feats as well, because his flames are inferior to Kyo's flames, and he inherited his pyrokinesis. So looking at K-Dash's feats, he was able to defeat both Zeros, who are capable of summoning black and white holes, which would scale them to galaxy, but the biggest feat that K-Dash has was defeating Ignis, who is able to use cosmic power, and more importantly, he can create and destroy a universe. So Kyo was scaled there, or even higher, taking into account that K-Dash is just a clone of Kyo. This will scale him to high universal or universal plus. This is like obvious because then in KOF like 13, Ash himself like states, and then in KOF 13, I couldn't find the image, so I won't be able to show it, but if I do find it later on, I'll probably comment it down on the video. But there is a statement saying that his flames are inferior to Kyo's in KOF 13. I just couldn't find the thing. So now we move on to the Tales of Ash Saga. I didn't even know that was the name, by the way. During the Ash Saga is capable of defeating beings like Magaki, who can create dimensional rifts and use them for transport. When Magaki used his powers, it left behind a minuscule distortion in space, and as seen in KOF 14, he distorts the whole arena and can do it to a universal scale. Ash, after defeating Magaki, stole Ayori and Chisuru's powers through the games, and by KOF 13 faced Kyo to take the final sacred treasure to complete his plan, ends up failing to take Kyo's power, even though by this point in his story is amped up by other secret treasures' powers, making Kyo multi-universal or multiversal, because the final villain of the Ash Saga, Psyche, stated after the absorbing Ash that with this new power, he was going to turn the timeline into ashes. And he, as I previously mentioned, Ash did not manage to take Kyo's power, so Kyo could scale to Psyche if he wanted to. Also, Psyche himself stated to have transcended time and space, which would make him immeasurable speed, and Elizabeth was able to keep up with him, and Ash was able to backstab him even though time had been stopped by him. And Ash was not capable of taking Kyo's power, so Kyo would scale to Ash, who scales above Elizabeth, who kept up with Psyche, who I already stated has transcended time and can stop it at will, making Kyo have immeasurable speeds. Now to the most recent saga. During the Shooter Saga, a new villain emerged, Verse, or as his real name is revealed, Reverse. His goal was to open a gate to another world by converting emotions into pure energy, and use them to open a gate to another world that was stated to nullify space and time, and that was called Reverse or Verse to multiversal, because opening a gate to a place like that with his power scales him to multiversal for the fact that it nullifies space and time, which are universal concepts, and nullifying such things makes you higher in dimensionality to multiversal. And Verse open it with just his remaining strengths after being defeated by the hero team in KOF 15. But in KOF 14, he was much more powerful than KOF 15 version, because he had much more powerful souls to use like Psyche and Orochi, which would scale him to multi even in his KOF 14 version, or even higher due to having stronger souls and just bigger amounts of it. This all leads up to KOF 14, where Kyo once more becomes the canon winner of the KOF tournament and defeats Verse, which will scale Kyo to multiversal with immeasurable speeds. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe. If I missed any more feats for Kyo, please let me know in the comments. Or if I misinterpret something in a narrative when making this, please tell me too. And if you want to see like another one, well, obviously I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna make it so. But if you want to see like a specific character, please let me know. Or if you want to see like other verses, I can do that too. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace